What's up guys, it's Aystogon, and today we're going over some Mortal Soul gameplay. I actually really enjoyed this game. It was heralded to be a Dark Souls-like game, and I'm really looking into that because Dark Souls is one of my favorite series. Very fun, not for the faint of heart, very eerie, and that sort of stuff I like, especially that like animes like Berserk and stuff like that. So this seemed to strike me as like a fun game or interesting game. So I'm going to talk about what I liked about the beta and what I didn't like about it. So the first thing I want to say is it's like Dark Souls, but not. There's very noticeable similarities and differences. One of the things that I liked about it compared to Dark Souls, immediately seeing this, is it seems to be, and this is in my, from what I can tell, a little more immersive in regards to the environment. The Dark Souls environment seemed a lot more just eerie and dreadful all around, while this has a lot more environments and it's a lot more submersive. Like when I was going through the catacombs, it was a lot different than reaching the outside of the catacombs. Now, they seem to be relatively in the same or similar place, such as the outside is still the Crypt of the Martyrs. The catacombs are also the Crypt of the Martyrs, but it was very much distinct and different, and it felt different, right? There wasn't any like way to tell like the previous level leads to this level. Like, it's very much different, and it was a relatively smooth transition too. It wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I really enjoyed it because I'm someone who really likes environment effects like that and submersion, so I really enjoyed that. One of the things I really enjoyed about this game, from what I can tell so far, is the simplicity in the stats. Now, if you guys have played Dark Souls, you'll know there are a bunch of different stats. I think that's just in RPGs in general. There's things like intelligence, wisdom, strength, stamina, and stuff like that. It seems, now, they did say we won't see too much of the game in regards to the plot. If we are seeing exactly what we're going to be able to see in the game in regards to the shells, it seems like it's simplistic in that your shells have abilities. That's about it. Items have familiarity, and you gain more familiarity with items, but they're still consumable. They leave when you use them, but you get extra benefits when you catch them again. So that's kind of cool, but it shows that like it's a resource that's to be used, and they get stronger the more you use them, but they're not there forever. And I think that's really cool and really interesting. Actually, one of the things that I find I like a lot is actually the fact that you get to keep abilities like this, which is something that's done in Dark Souls. But in this game, it's not like you have to level up a particular stat in order to get this particular build, I guess. It seems to be more so based around the shell, which is cool. It's like its own class system. I think that's like something really cool to see in a Dark Souls-like game. So I'm really looking forward to this. One thing I did like about this game, though, also, is the fact that it seems that some resources are have unlimited use. Now, we didn't get too much in the actual trailer or the beta for this, because it seems like that's more of a like a full game sort of thing that they want to add. It's maybe particularly because it has more to do with the actual storyline, but it seems like when you actually go and talk to the lady, Greta, I think, or Grisha, I forgot her name. Basically, the lady who's safekeeping your body. It seems like there's unlimited use of certain items. Her mask, I think she gives you, as long as you have, I think, the required glimpses, you could actually keep on using things. But also, if you guys saw in my previous video, I was actually using actually not that I was going to a merchant that I found in the Martyrs, Crypt of the Martyrs, the clearing, and some of the items were one of the categories were unlimited use. And also, some of the mushrooms that we picked up, it seems mostly at the beginning of the catacomb area of the Martyrs Crypt, were actually just like respawning over and over. Now, that was kind of neat. Now, there are some like certain things you can do with that, and certain things might be good for that, and it might help like newbies at the cost of time. But like certain things you could do with that sort of thing is just like wait and stock up on these things and just like slowly progress your way through that way. Which is really cool, right? Because this is like a healing item that has like some sort of advancement in regards to familiarity. It uses the familiarity system, which I really enjoy. Like if you use the mushroom more often, and this spoiler by the way, if you use mushroom more and more, you actually speed up the time the mushroom heals you. Instead of 30 health over 30 seconds, it's like 30 health over 15 seconds, something like that, which is pretty neat. It's a small help, but like in like super dire situations, that could come in handy. But so those are some things that I think are pretty cool. There are some things that I wish were better, and this is coming from someone who isn't a seasoned Dark Souls veteran, so to say. I'm very someone new who likes Dark Souls games, but I'm not necessarily sure I'm willing to put in the effort to play this game on like a super hard difficulty or beat a boss with taking no damage, I would still do it. So with that being said, one of the things I disliked about it was how hard it was to see your progression. Like, sure, your familiarity with items did increase. However, it seemed like it took forever. And it also was based on whether a certain person would drop it. And so you're stuck in these loops, I felt like, where you would fight the same enemy over and over to get a particular drop in order to increase familiarity, in order to make some progress to get to the end. It was kind of rough in that sense, because you had to essentially maybe kill some like fodder mobs in order to make some sort of progress, because you can't beat the boss. That's somewhat frustrating, because I am like not a veteran, or I guess a newbie, I guess you could say. That kind of sucked, because then you would like try to find different ways that aren't so obvious, and that's kind of cool too, right? Because you would find these like weird ways, like you'd try to find or look at the animations and see the different patterns of bosses that or of enemies that way, and maybe that's what they're looking for, but it wasn't immediately visible for me. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something they're looking for. But that's one thing that I hate about this, because it took me forever, I say, to get through these catacombs. After looking through these catacombs and like trying forever, I eventually just was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna run through and see where I can go and see where I can't go and where I'm supposed to go. And it's also like a good thing, right? Like, I guess despite being hard, having those difficult decisions allows players to do more than just what the developer tells them to do, right? So I guess that's a good thing. It was a little frustrating though. Like, I wouldn't suggest this in particular for someone who isn't into that thing. Like, if they want everything more spoon-fed, to sort of say, not in a bad way. It's just not obvious for certain things to go certain ways. But it seemed like that's also one of the things that it changed from Dark Souls. I feel like Dark Souls was a little more lenient in the way, like the way they wanted to show you to go. This didn't seem like the case. While the maps were generally smaller, I felt like, than Dark Souls games, it really did show like the differences in like the map structure. I think really did separate itself from Dark Souls, which I think is cool. I think is very, very cool. One thing I also didn't like about this, and I guess it doesn't have anything to do with the difficulty of the game, was when I was actually trying to find things or look things up, it seemed kind of hard. Like, there was nothing to actually help me in that way. It was basically, you did the tutorial and now you should know everything you need to know. And that wasn't very apparent. Like, I figured this out when maybe this was told in the tutorial, maybe this is just me overlooking things, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but like, when I was learning that you should use harden more, defensively and offensively, it seems like hardening gives you stamina. And that's good, because like attacks, I don't think this was showed in the tutorial. Maybe it's supposed to be obvious. But yeah, that's my review of the beta. I really enjoyed it. I would not mind picking this game up. It was super fun. Super curious about the lore, see how it resonates with Dark Souls. But yeah, there was definitely some similarities, especially with the tutorial. I definitely felt the Souls feel. So if you guys enjoyed this video, peace out, and make sure you guys check out the beta for yourself. Peace out.